All right, so we're live with Barbara and Bahara.
Hello. I thought you were live.
So wait, where are they though?
They're at the office.
But why
Are they actually watching? Like,
no, we can't see them. They can only. I can never see you guys.
Yeah.
You can only see
That
me.
shit's scary.
Why?
Because it's like.
I want to see.
Wait,
them.
so are they gonna like? Are they gonna?
Oh, well, it's okay. Yeah, I curse all the time. Yeah, but it's okay.
We're the only ones that watch this stuff. Like no one else on Bose and every John. These girls.
We call him John Boss, actually.
Oh, I said Bose because of the company.
Well, it's actually Bose, but we all say boss.
Oh, okay.
Well, most of us, I guess it's not you, but okay. So let's talk about day one training. So, did you guys get the training script or no?
there was one meeting where you said you would like send something out, but I never.
You never got it? Okay, I just sent it out again now. Can you check your email to see? Because I want to make sure that everyone's getting it. Which means if you're not getting it, then no one else is getting it.
Oh yeah, got it.
Okay, cool. So pull that up, and you and Bahara can look on it there. Oh shoot! I'm just gonna warn whoever's watching this one. It's not gonna be the
Viewer discretion is advised.
basically with this one. Okay. I'm getting confirmation from them it's working. No, because Zach still can't find. Oh my God, let me send them the
Oh
link.
my god.
Stupid.
I look like a Teletubby. No,
There.
I look all tired and now it's stuck.
Teletubby?
Yeah. No, the oh my god thing. Oh my god. I always think of Cappy. I don't know why. Like, every single time I do something like, whenever I hear something, I always think of her.
Hear something? What is it?
Yeah. No,
She's not, but she says some things like she's from Wisconsin. Like that, Wisconsin. She'll be like,
when I
job,
study,
opportunity.
when I study, like, I'll talk to my stuffed animals, and animals the way Kathy talks to her, like, training class. Like, so you guys gotta know that, like, transcription is when the DNA, like, do like what she does, like, with her hands and stuff. When DNA becomes RNA, that's the only way I can, like, learn.
Is this an actual thing?
Yeah.
Happy yourself.
I'm Kathy.
No. We will pull it up on here.
I sent them the link, so let's see if they're popping on.
Okay, so which one?
Wait, so where are you staying right now?
I'm staying at Ashley Galloway's house tonight.
Oh, yeah, because their office is like 30 minutes away.
Yeah, it's like just north of here.
What?
Yeah.
Whose house? Who's
Ashley Galloway? You know
In
Ashley? Yeah, the
The
region
office?
office. Yeah.
I didn't know there was an office in Austin.
Well, there's a Cutco office in Austin. But the region office is actually in Austin too.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, no way.
Okay, cool. So now we'll roll.
So we do have resources.
So, if you guys take out your day one training script, so in the email, and so in the first page there it says day one training, 8 hours, whatever. Skip that page. All right, so go to page 2. So basically, what I just kind of want to go over is basic philosophies, and I'll talk to you guys. I'm used to talking to them, so I'll just talk to you guys.
Wait, which page 2 or day?
There you go, page 2. No, not day 2. Day 2 is a monster. We'll go over day 2 like probably next month. But that's it. So day 1 training, actually go to where it says opening comments, which that's actually page 3. So what we're gonna go over today is just the introduction. And then we're going to talk about later on in training when you do the names list talk with people, and then what the talk that you do afterwards. So what? Her face?
Concentrating with her.
Her face.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Okay. So, oh god. Okay. So let's go over opening comments. So the biggest thing about this is everything you're really just going to read from the optional topic. And so comments is going to be to just go and write your own introduction and actually like type out your bio, because you just want to include the stuff that's going to help people feel better about being in training. Like when you guys think about training, when people come to the office, they've already been through the interview, obviously. Mm-hmm. What do you think are like their new fears? So now they know, okay, some of the fears that people have when they come to training.
Mm-hmm. Like, does they have like an obligation to sell?
Okay, so that they're obligated to sell. Okay, what else?
People, if they're going to get along with the people that work there.
Okay, so they're going to like the environment, or if it's like as good as they made it seem in the interview. Mm-hmm. Also, people are scared about number of people to see if they're going to have enough people to see at a time. So what you want to do is what your opening comments is all about and your bio is all about is you want to say stories that are going to help people feel more comfortable being in training. So for example, and I have this document somewhere. I'm going to find it, but it's like a list of fears that people have, and you kind of just want to write your bio like around people's fears so that you know. It's called fear bubbles, but you pop into fear bubbles, quote unquote. Some basic stuff based on the fears people already have. So for example, let's say people are scared of having a certain amount of people to see, you don't have to blatantly say in your introduction, like, and I know some of you might be scared about having people to see, but you can say, you know, when I first started, you know, I had X amount of people, and I remember in my first day of training, you know, Kathy did this exercise that we're going to do later on today, and really helped me think of so many more people to see, and it got me a lot more confident with, you know, what I was going to do this weekend. So that way in their head now, if they have that fear, they're like, okay, we're going to do something later. It's going to make me feel a lot more comfortable.
So it's like, kind of like those knee-jerk reactions where it's like you address the thing in the beginning of the demo.
Exactly.
So it's like,
yeah, so it's handling objections before they come up. But with training, it's just kind of a lot bigger because you can have a multitude of different objections, and you'll never know what people's fears are. So if you're by yourself in like a branch office, it's kind of hard to know what people's fears are. Then what I normally teach my assistant managers to do is kind of walk around and like talk to people, get to know them, be like, oh, what you know, what are you most concerned about? And then from that, I'll be able to tell Kathy, or like know for myself the training, like, okay, these are the biggest fears that people have in training right now, and I'll still address everything else just in case, but now I know, okay, these are the big things I need to make sure that we hit today to make sure everybody feels comfortable. Now, the reason why we do that is because if you don't necessarily handle all of their objections, are they likely to show up to training the next day? No, so that's kind of where you get a drop off. So when people say, well, how come people come to day one, but they don't come to day two, you know, do they not like me? No, it's not you. It's that they just didn't have enough confidence in themselves to do the job. But if you handle their objections before they come up, then, you know, you'll be able to get them to show today those objections. But where it's going to be the most powerful, introduction handles a lot of the story. Yeah, you can read the guarantee to the customer, but if you have a testimonial, it's that much more powerful. It's the same thing. So here it says, welcome to training. My name's whatever. I'm the blank. I'm responsible for la 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 la. Brief bio. I'm excited to run training for you. This is a great time to start. Highlight the time of year in your campaign. So for right now in the fall, it's like, you know, Christmas gifts are coming up. In the summer, it's like everyone's happy. The sun's out. Barbecues, 4th of July, sales, shopping, whatever. And we have the #1 product in the world, so Cutco rocks. Here's what to expect in the next 2 days. So this right here, it just has bullet points, but if you're a really good trainer, you'll use these bullet points to plant seeds for things that you want in training later. Like, for example, if you want people to start help do that so people aren't like, well, I don't want to do demos, stuff like that. Like, I don't know if you, at least when I went to training, I wasn't expecting to start like doing demos like right away. But after I heard everything Kathy said, I was like, oh, I want to be a top performer. You know? And this is where it kind of like changes people what they want to do. So it says, so day one today, we're going to set the foundation, review expectations of training. We're also going to learn 75% of the demo. And you guys are actually going to have a chance to role play and then explain what role play is. And the reason why it's good to explain the role play is because some people feel like they're just going to be thrown into something and they don't know they're actually going to like practice the whole thing while you're there. So just kind of comment on that. Study the competitors and how we compare, marketing and sales skills, college level business skills, learn sets and review prices, pay review, target list of your best customer, presentation and training. And I like on this, and I have like a whole script or whatever, but everybody's going to find their own style. So what I suggest is when you go home for winter break, or you can even watch Kathy's training on YouTube, and then we have Drew Frank's training on Vector Connect, and he also has his on YouTube too. Is just find whatever style works best for you. Like for me, I'm like the hype person. So whenever I'm in training, my introduction is very like exciting, intense, you know, whereas other people are a little bit more like laid back, like Drew is. So you just kind of have to find your niche. But whenever I'm talking about target list of best customers, prospects, getting off to a fast start, that's where I'm gonna ask them like, how many of you would be excited about earning, you know, $100 your first weekend? And they're like, ooh, me. But what about $200? Me. 300, 400, 500. Keep going up, and they're like, oh, me, whatever. I'm like, cool. Well, the best way to ensure you guys are going to earn this amount of money. So right there, you're already saying, okay, whenever I say we're going to do brainstorming activity, you're going to work hard.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk about assignment, you're going to work hard. So make sure you guys work hard on that. And also, if I was able to do my fast start again, which you guys don't know what your contest is, but trust me, you're going to want to take advantage of it. And then remember, you also have reps pop in, all throughout training, like take advantage of your fast start. So it'll be reinforced later. If I were in your situation, I would clear up this weekend as much as you possibly can. The more you get done this weekend, the better you're going to do. Because why do you think it's beneficial to, do appointments right after training? And they're always going to be like, because it's fresh in your mind. And you're like, exactly, it's fresh in your mind. And whatever, you go off on whatever.
There's a cold start for you.
Yeah, exactly. So gold start, boom. So when you're setting expectations of them, what you're going through on each day, always phone and schedule your first. That's actually one of people's biggest fears is scheduling demos. I don't know about you guys, but I was terrified. I know you were scared.
I was so scared.
Phone calls.
I would look at the page.
I remember walking by a couple times, like, "How's it going, Barbara?" And she's like, "It's going okay." And I'm like, "This girl has like a fear in her eye." But yeah, so you kind of always want to preface like making phone calls later is going to be super, super simple. So again, it's just handling the objection before it comes up. So my favorite thing to say in training, it's kind of like a little joke, and you guys can say whatever you want. And I'm like, guys, how many of you are kind of nervous about making phone calls tonight? You can raise your hand. You don't have to raise your hand, but when I first started, I was super scared of making phone calls. I was the kind of person where if my mom told me, like, now I got this, and I always comment on the confident ones. I'm like, and if you're confident on the phone, like, it's going to be extra easy for you, but if you're not, you'll be just fine. Super simple. It's like asking for a stick of butter, a cup of sugar from your neighbor, and there's a script for it. And why do you guys think we have a script? And they're like,
so it's easy.
Yeah, so it's easy. So you have to be involved. I'm like, because I want you to be professional, guys. I'm here to teach you guys skills for life. I don't want you calling your friends and family being like, yo, I got nice. Can I come through? Because that wouldn't be super professional.
Let me hit you up.
Yeah.
Let me hit you.
Hit you up on those
You
knives.
know, the quad might have some bugs, but I got your knives. It's okay.
Yeah, so you can say whatever you want, but I just say, yo, I got nice. Can I come through? And that's like a super, like Kathy says it in all her trainings, but it just kind of gets them like laughing and comfortable with it. So you help them associate something positive with making phone calls. And like field training, as you literally just need to read the script. It's that read. Then day 2, it says review a stick contest called your fast start. Again, you can say how excited you are about telling them. Make sure you emphasize that you're not going to tell them the contest that day. So it's kind of like dangle a little carrot in front of them, Fill out contracts and get sample kits, learn the smaller sets, learn gifts, accessories, and making deals. Virtual demo, and you can comment if you have a lot of people that go away to school, like how many of you aren't from the area, or how many of you know a lot of people that are out of town. Cool, awesome. You'll learn the virtual demo. It's the same thing as the live demo. And I don't care if you as a trainer hate the virtual demo. You need to learn to love the virtual demo, because if you hate the virtual demo, who's going to hate the virtual demo?
They're going to hate
them. And if you have somebody that knows people, a lot of people that are away, you're probably going to lose that rep. So you just need to get excited about it. Recommendations, order writing, first weekend deals, so we can hook your fan stuff. In this section, the most important thing is where you talk about this job's not for everyone. It says 80% love it, make your money, get great experience. 20% don't love it. You kind of go through that. I want to introduce you to our sales leaders. That's obviously super important. You talk about the people that are in your office. Hold on, I just got a text from one of them.
I feel like I would be I think some if I'm myself, I might like scare away some of the people that be like, she's way too fat.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Training is like running actual, like the seminar portion. I'm completely myself, but I make sure that when people come to training, I meet them, I match tone with them, I get them on my side, And also remember that if you're running your own office, you're interviewing 99% of the people, so they already know. They already know you're crazy, so it's fine. Introduce people to your sales leaders in your branch. If you don't have sales leaders yet, introduce yourself and introduce your receptionist and make your receptionist seem like the best people in the world. But by saying a lot of names and stuff, it just helps them know who they can get connected to. And then the biggest deal that you can make in your office is introducing the division manager or the district manager. So in our office, if I'm running training, I build up Kathy and I build up myself, because I know that if I get them to want to be on our team, then they're going to work extra hard to be on key staff, etc. And the division manager. So for you to be Jordan and Kathy, for you to be me and Kathy. And then when you're on your own, you strictly build up Kathy and yourself. Cool. Then two keys to success in Vector. You read that. Again, a lot of this is just reading. Keys to selling Cutco, you just read it. Expectations of the manager, you read that. Expectations of reps, read that as well. Again, you can add your own little stories all throughout if you want, but this is the easiest place to spend the most time and fall behind on training. So don't
get carried away.
Yeah.
Talk about
Which one?
this whole section, all of the intro, because you might have stories for a lot of different things, so you'll get too excited and just keep saying stories. So for me, I have to pre-plan the stories that I'm going to say. So I always, if I have like a lot of PRs in training, I try and say stories about their friends, because that'll get them around while training. So often, most of it is going to be you guys going on your own and writing your bio out, the things that are going to help people feel comfortable in training. And then the second talk I want to go over real quick is just the namesless one. So this, I still read this word for word. I don't have it memorized, so I'm not going to say you have to memorize it. So this one that's on here, you'll notice that it's written the way somebody speaks, because it was typed up by somebody in one of the offices where I originally got this from one of the managers there. So some of this stuff you might want to read through and retype. And if you keep going down, there's a context. So over here where it says, so everyone flip to page 23, don't start writing yet. I always have them take out a blank sheet of paper instead of flipping to page 23, because they're done. Versus if they have a piece of paper, they write down like hundreds of people.
Couldn't you say like take out 2 pieces of paper, so then that makes them like anticipate that like.
That's really good, Bahara. There you go.
No.
Damn.
You keep getting me places.
Girl, that's why you a top rep. So then it has this thing in the middle, like on page 8. It says, this is the sample knife buildup. So you're basically revealing a little contest. I don't give away a sample knife. Instead, I let people sit in the comfy chair and training the next day if they have the most names. So you can do whatever contest you want. And then the most important thing in this section that I want to talk about with names lists is whenever you do names lists, before you say pens in the air on your marks, get set, go, I always have people kind of separate a little bit, because if not, they start looking at each other's paper, and instead of worrying about their own brainstorm, they're like looking at other people, so they don't write as many people down. And then you're going to notice there's like a shit. Yeah, so the second one is make sure that those bitches do not talk throughout this talk. So I'm always like, this is a silent exercise, so I don't want anyone talking besides myself. You're going to ruin other people's thought process. And then you go through the categories. So when you're going through the categories, you don't have to go really slow. But whenever I say on your marks, get set, go, I don't start saying categories right away. I let them kind of write, and when I see people slowing down, I'm like, by the way, a great place to start your family. 3 bullets, kind of chill for a sec, not too grandpa, on some time uncle, some important things that are fun. Then I go to the next one. What about some cousins? You maybe have some cousins that are over 30 with a job, or you have some siblings, anyone who married into the family, like stepmom, stepdad, step-on, uncle. Jot them down. if you were to have a big family reunion, who'd come to it. Remember to include your family from different states and cities. You know, do you have any family members at a wedding recently? Pause. You know, if you see people are like really not writing a lot of people down, you can go a little bit faster. But just know the faster you go, the faster they go. The same as like recommendations. Like if you're wording up, they're gonna stop writing. So this you pretty much in there. I comfy chairs because I don't believe in spending a lot of money for somebody writing down a shit ton of names that they might not even see everybody.
What's this comfy chair? Is it like a...
Well, because in training they're sitting on those shitty metal chairs. So I tell them whoever gets the most names in this exercise gets a comfy chair the next day in training.
My friend won that. You remember
Oh,
Juan?
God. Yeah, Juan did win. You're right. That's right. And
I don't think we ever had it.
they get super pumped about it. So everybody does a different contest though in their office, and everybody does a different style. So I like promoting the comfy chair. Then the third talk about day one that I want to talk about here real quick, and then we'll pretty much be done. Is really the best 5 first weekend talk. So this thing is money. When you guys are brand new, just read straight off it, but try and understand the basic concept of it. So you guys may have never heard this talk before, but basically you want them to fill their best 5 times.
Sells, like it boosts their confidence.
That's the number one thing, confidence. People sell Cutco when they're brand new because they have confidence. You know, if they're seeing somebody that they know for sure are going to buy, they're going to act like they're going to buy, so they're more likely to sell. Yeah. Versus if they see their aunt and they're like, well, I don't think she's going to buy anything. I always tell people to reschedule that shit if they ever tell me that. I'm like,
I think, like, bitch, I'm a priority, okay? Yeah. I know spare time. That's how I gotta be with boys, okay? So all you girls watching out there.
You're so silly. You know, I like it. It's fun. But you know, my aunt, I'm gonna see her, but I don't think she's gonna buy anything. I'm always like, reschedule that. Don't women's ever, because then you're, you know, how are you gonna feel after the appointment when you don't sell, even if you know she's not gonna buy anything? You tell me, how do you think you're gonna feel, Barbara? Let's say you're the rep.
Poopy.
You're not going to feel good, right? And then I'm going to have to spend a good 20 minutes talking you off the ledge. I'd rather you do less appointments this weekend with people you're excited about than to do a ton of appointments with people you're not excited about, and you get more success. And you know what comes from success?
Money.
Confidence. Well, cash and also confidence. So then how do you think you're going to approach your next appointments? Confidently?
Yes.
Yeah, so even if they weren't part of your best 5, you'll be more excited to see them because you just experienced some success. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So that's why you want to see your best 5 for. And that's kind of the feel of the whole entire talk. And really, this is more specific to them seeing like Mac customers. And the reason why this talk is really good is that if people don't have a lot of Macs on their list and you don't address it, if you have so many, you know, I don't know that I'm going to have that many Macs on my list. I don't know that I can do well. When we know all they need is a little bit because they'll get recommendations and get more, you know. Then you have the second group of people that are kind of in the middle, which a lot of people sometimes they don't pay attention to the average people because they're like, well, I need to save these and I need to save the sharp kids, but your average people can still produce a lot of sales for you, and you still need to address the fact that they can still also get a lot more Macs and good people on their list, so that they're excited about, you know, their first weekend on the job, and they show up to the next day. One reason they will not show up to the next day is because they don't feel like they're succeeding, you know, at the job. They really feel mediocre, and nobody likes to feel that way because you have like sharp kids. You know, you got like your super loaded, super sharp kid. You got different kids, and like everyone in the hears them because they know. Yeah. Because you know they know really good people, whatever. And then you have other kids that are like, well, I don't know, like that good of people, and like even those kids could still do fucking awesome, but they don't
get discouraged because they always start comparing themselves to other people.
Yeah, and since you're the manager and you want to put the sharp kids together, you're naturally going to put like the tier 1 sharp kids and the tier 2 together. So they're always going to feel like at the bottom of the pack, even though they're still part of the top of the pack to the bottom of the top. So you have to be careful with those middle kids. And then with the top kids, what I love about this talk, the best 5 talk, is that it helps them think bigger. about, their list.
Vegas.
Yeah, so they're Vegas customers. Yeah, so helps them think bigger about their list. And if you get your top kids to see like their best person first, their order is kind of going to be like sets the tone for what their other orders are. Yeah, so really whatever their first, one of our guys, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, his first demo ever sells a homemaker set, and for him, selling that homemaker set now set the pace for the rest of his demos, his career. Second demo sells a homemaker set. Third demo sells a kitchen or an all-life set. Fourth demo doesn't sell anything. Fifth demo, which was today actually, or fifth demo was with his dad, sells a complete set, which is posted for this Wednesday. And then on his sixth demo, which was today, he calls me and the first thing he tells me is, well, I didn't sell a set, so now his expectation is he needs to sell a set every time, which is awesome, because it's better to be able to build somebody down from like, you don't have to sell set every time. Like, you're going to get a mix of everything versus trying to sell somebody on why they should sell sets.
Exactly.
That's harder with representing value in that. So that's why I love this talk. So then you do the value talk, and then you immediately jump into names list. After you jump into names list, you teach them what a MAC is, and you have them identify the MACs on their list, and then you do the best 5 talk. Then after the best 5 talk, because this isn't in the leader's guide, so I just want to make sure you guys knew that. So the best 5 talk comes after the MAC and the names list talk. And then after that, you do scheduling, you do the phone talk, and boom, they make phone calls. And the most important part of training is their phone calls. So West Houston that's watching right now, hope you guys took a lot of notes. Make sure you